can't do ventriloquism. Is that right? Ventriloquism? Is that the right word? You want to hear me talk without moving my fucking lips? I can do that shit. Hey there, dummy. What did you do today? Yeah, fuck you, Bill. You're dumber than I am. Isn't that funny? Huh? The dummy saying you're fucking dumb? No, wait, I gotta have a stupid voice, right? Take it to another level? Hi, Bill. Fucking sold out shows at Caesars. 10 million a year. Entertainer of the year. Bill Burr and fucking Hamface. Whatever the fuck your fucking puppet is. Why is the fucking puppet always smarter? Can't somebody switch that up? I'd be arguing with my puppet. The second the puppet started giving me shit. Oh, really? You're so fucking smart? What if I take my hand out of your back? Now look at you. You just fell on your wooden face, didn't you? You dumb fuck. Then I turn on the crowd. What the fuck is wrong with you people? What is it, the 1930s?
So, I was looking at my tweet history on Twitter. And, I call myself a cunt regularly on this podcast. Because I am. But, if for those of you that were like, well, how much of a cunt are you? I've decided that in order to show you exactly the level of my country, I'm going to introduce a new segment called the cunty shit I say on Twitter. And I'll start off with a tweet I just posted 4 minutes ago. I think they were talking about how people think fucking Jordan Peterson is, this really fucking profound guy instead of just being an absolute fucking dick. But here's what I said. I said, the only reason most people think Peterson is awesome is because Joe Rogan tongue bathes him on his podcast regularly. The weird thing about Jordan and Joe's fan base is they go on and on about being tough guys and badasses, and yet they all act like fanboy little snowflake bitches. Is it really no wonder that I end up in constant Twitter beef? Here's a good one. Somebody was talking about Trevor Noah. I guess he told some joke, and of course people are upset. I guess he's making fun of like Aboriginal women or whatever. I don't know. It was a fucking joke, but people were like, oh, how dare he fucking make a joke. So my response to that was, oh God, here we go with the joke police again. I don't even like him, and still I find this outrage over jokes at a comedy club fucking dumb. Weird how everything else is a joke until it's about something you feel some kind of way about. Then suddenly it's no longer a joke, but a statement. How about instead of trying to end a person's livelihood because you took jokes to be statements, you find something worthwhile to be upset about? Like Yemeni people being starved to death by the Saudis that we support, or the fact that Flint still has poison water. If you're taking jokes told by a comedian on stage at a comedy club serious, then the problem isn't the comedian. The problem is you. Man, you can just the level of cuntiness is palpable in those tweets. But I think I make a good point. If you're getting mad at a joke a comedian told on stage, because you've decided that the fat jokes were funny, the jokes about I don't know, fucking Asian drivers were fucking hilarious, but the minute they fucking talked about something that you feel some way about, or it affects you personally, suddenly those aren't jokes anymore. Suddenly the comedians up there fucking, suddenly the comedy show has turned into a rally of let's hunt these people down and make them feel like shit. It's fucking retarded. If you're getting mad at jokes, then, my suggestion would be either fucking, I don't know, get a sense of humor. That, I mean, first and foremost, and just a little bit of perspective. How about asking Trevor Noah how he feels about Aboriginal women, and if he really thinks that they all look sometime. I don't even know what the fucking joke was. I just know he was making fun of them and people got upset. But you know, anyway, fucking the next one. I'm not gonna read every single fucking tweet. I'll give you like 3 or 4, and then we'll move on to something else. The next one is, I guess there was a story about how Amy Schumer did like a surprise set in some underground fucking comedy club overseas. And, you know, of course, everybody's giving her shit because, you know, I mean, it's Amy Schumer. How could you not give her shit? But my response was, at Amy Schumer, well, I guess the best way to avoid getting called out on your joke stealing is, of course, head overseas to some underground club and do other people's material there, huh? Just stop before you get exposed again. Aren't I a fucking just awesome guy? It really is no wonder that you know, my follow count on Twitter, you know, it stays at a steady fucking number. I mean, on the account I had before, the one that I have now, I had a lot more followers because I don't know. I mean, I wasn't any less cunty, but for some reason, this new account that I had to create because the old one got fucking, I don't know, I got suspended for life on that one. So, but anyway, so all right, let's go on. What was this one about? I was waiting for a minute, basically going on the, what was I fucking saying here? Oh, I don't know. I guess there was some guy that, you know, he's like, I don't know. Somebody was retweeting him. He was talking about the Trader Joe's shooter. His tweet, not mine. It says, Trader Joe's Silver Lake, California store manager Melda Melly Marcella Corrado. I'm sorry if I completely butchered her name. Was killed on Saturday in the standoff between police and Jean Aaron Atkins. I have been in that store before. The piece of garbage dog excrement below also shot his grandmother 7 times. And others, as well as had a shootout with police. Folks, below is Exhibit A of why we need racial profiling and why police need to aggressively use it with facial recognition, blah, 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 blah. Basically, you know, a bunch of racist bullshit, right? And, you know, of course, the guy's a Trump supporter because you know, Barbecue Betty and Permit Patty and fucking, I don't know, fucking swimming pool monitor, fucking Sam or whatever. You know, I don't even think they call him that, but that's what I'm fucking calling him, right? You know, they're all fucking Trump supporters, no doubt. And, you know, for some reason, they all decide that, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with people. I don't want to even get into that. Or if I do, I'll get into it later. But my response was, because, you know, I find out that fucking, I mean, I didn't find out. Like, you know, if you pay attention online, you'll see that, the Trump supporters, you know, as well as Hillary supporters, people have gone off the fucking deep end over these people. So what I said was, what's most bizarre is the way grown men have basically become nut-polishing little bitches for Trump. I've never met a legit badass who acts like a bitch boy over another dude. The same with the Hillary people. Suddenly everyone is on their knees, ready to shine up some family jewels. Isn't that just lovely? Okay, I'll give you like 2 more and then that's it, because obviously I don't want to do a whole fucking podcast of me reading my shit. You know, if you don't hate me at this point, you know, if I was to read like the next fucking 10 or 20, I'm pretty sure that you know, you'd probably throw a fucking apple at me if you saw me. But some girl was I guess the fucking teen mom chick, Janelle something or other. I guess she pulled out I guess she was in some sort of road rage fucking thing and pulled out a gun or some shit. I don't know. And I guess her son was sitting next to her. And this lady had said that, she found this to be the most disturbing aspect of the show, right? And my response to her was very short, but it said, not the fact that people decided teenagers having kids made for good TV. This is what you find most disturbing. And then I put the eye roll fucking emoji. Did I even need to respond to her? No. But I like I said, this is, I don't even know if I named this segment yet. But, just, I don't know. How cunty am I really? And, I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, you find this shit fucking disturbing, but not the fact that we've decided that, let's watch some teen mom who, luckily got her own show and can profit off of it. Let's watch that and pretend like fucking teenage pregnancy isn't fucking horrific. I don't know. I can't fucking stand people. If you haven't figured that out by now, I cannot stand stupid fucking people. What's over here? Hold on, let me. No. I'm trying to. I'm looking at others, but I'm trying to find ones that I was just cunty for no fucking reason. Here, what was I saying here? I was responding to somebody that said that Russia is our enemy, right? It was some girl. She said, Russia is our enemy, and because of that, sanctions were placed upon them for their interference in our elections, and which the traitor tot has failed to implement. You certainly don't have to be in a physical war to commit treason. That's what she said. Now, I said, Russia is our enemy? Since when? Weird how up until Hillary lost to a clown, you never heard anything about Putin or Russia, at least not on the level that you and everyone else is so frantic about. But then Hillary loses to a guy she thought was easy to beat, and suddenly, poof, Russia's our enemy? I put, and then I responded to that. I said, you don't find that even a little bit odd? Not even a little? And then I said, didn't Obama make fun of Romney, saying that the 80s called and that they wanted their foreign policy back, in response to Romney saying that Russia was our biggest problem? Weird how Obama laughed at the thought of Russia being our enemy, but then Hillary loses and poof, now Russia's the boogeyman. Still don't find anything odd about that, huh? It couldn't be that she was the only candidate predicted to lose to Trump. No, it's because suddenly Russia thought, hey, remember how awesome the Cold War was? Why don't we start that back up again? And that was the end of my my response to her. And, obviously she blocked me because, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you block somebody like me? If I were me, I would I am me, but, I would block me. Well, no, probably not, because I love the... Oh, shit. Whoa. Sorry. Don't know if you guys heard that, but my, I don't know, I gotta get a new fucking mic wire. It's due for a new one, but anyway, but yeah, I probably wouldn't fucking block me, but that's just because I love fucking debating people. And most of all, I think I just enjoy talking shit. So it'll probably never change. But anyway, this is the effing podcast. For those of you that, I don't know, are blind and just, I don't know, maybe clicked a fucking button and were like, who the fuck is this guy? This is the effing podcast. I usually do a couple of these a week. Usually Tuesdays and Thursdays, but ever since summer started, because I have kids, I have not been able to do the podcast regularly. Because, their fucking home, and I would never be able to get through the podcast without being interrupted about 17 times. So I pretty much just do these whenever I get a chance. Usually when they're fucking gone, or not usually, only when they're gone. So, you know, it'll pick back up to normal once the school season starts again. But during the summer, it's, you know, it's iffy. But anyway, fucking I don't know, what do I want to talk to you guys? I was watching Jurassic Park the other day, the first one, and they've got a huge fucking plot hole, or you know, in that movie. It's like, okay, so you have fucking dinosaurs. You have one. You fucking brought back to life ones that are obviously, you know, killers, right? They eat meat. There's a probability that some shit could go wrong, and all you have is one fucking dude with was it like an Australian fucking accent? You know, he's like an updated version of fucking Crocodile Dundee or whatever. You only have one guy with a fucking shotgun to take care of, you know, in case shit hits the fucking fan. You know. And why were the fucking, you know, wasn't there a part like, well, no, I think that was in, I don't know. They've made so many of those fucking shitty ass movies, but, you know, you would think that if you're going to, I mean, haven't they watched or heard or read the fucking news about the numerous times that fucking zoos have had some weird fucking mishap where, you know, a fucking tiger or some shit has gotten loose and fucking mauled somebody? You know, did they think that fucking dinosaurs that are, you know, some of them were fucking like, I don't know, fucking skyscraper fucking tall? They didn't think that, maybe we should fucking, I don't know, make the fencing a little bit more, or a little higher, a little stronger. You know, I had my plan was, or not my plan, you know, I had the idea of what I wanted to say about fucking Jurassic Park, and then as soon as I brought it up, you know, I completely shit the bed there. So, you know, I don't know, I don't understand why, like, wouldn't you have like a fucking platoon of fucking people ready with fucking guns in case shit happened? And why was the road, when the guy from fucking Seinfeld, the fat dude, why was the road to getting outside straight through the fucking the enclosure and shit? You know, like I mean, it just seems like there was like no precautions thought of other than, well, we need an electric fence and an Australian guy. You know, when you make the exit fucking, I mean, especially if the fucking dinosaurs got out, wouldn't you make the exit just a straight shot and not through their fucking territory? It just, I don't know. I mean, I know it's a fucking movie and I'm, you know, reading too much into it, and, you know, you're supposed to be fucking amazed at the fucking CGI or whatever it is that they managed to create the dinosaurs with, you know. And I mean, arguably, you know, it was a great fucking movie when it came out. You know, I actually liked that fucking movie, even though I'm tearing it to pieces now. But I actually enjoyed that movie. That was the one and only Jurassic Park movie that I actually saw in theaters when it came out, and I was thoroughly fucking amazed. Like, holy shit, this is awesome. But then, you know, you fucking watch shit on TBS, and it's like, you know, like, if I fucking had created Jurassic Park, I probably wouldn't have designed it that fucking way, you know. I mean, for sure, I wouldn't have fucking, you know, created the fucking raptors. And it's weird, right? The Raptors, you know. I mean, I've watched all the other movies except for the recent one. Like, I'm burnt on fucking Jurassic Park, and I don't like the fact that suddenly the fucking raptors are like the good guys. Um, you know, but like I think I've said it before on this podcast that it seems like when they came up with the idea for the Raptors, they were basically trying to go for that like fucking Jaws vibe, right? Like they were fucking super smart, and for some reason they had a plan, and it involved killing fucking human beings, and not going after the easy shit like those little fucking, or that little dinosaur that spit the shit into the fat dude's face. Like, I mean, if they're supposed to be smart, right? Then wouldn't they obviously go after easy prey instead of going after something that is basically, a lot smarter than, I don't know. I never could buy into that shit. What the fuck? Hold on, I gotta pause this shit because it sounds like it's getting really fucked up. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I don't know if I change things, but I don't know. This fucking, I mean, I got a decent mic. I don't know. I think maybe the way I've been storing it or something, or maybe it's just time. Do mics have a expiration date? But yeah, what the fuck was I? You know what? I can't. I mean, I know I was talking about Jurassic Park, but I completely lost my train of thought. So why don't we fucking talk about something else that's fucking irrelevant? I guess they're making a Teen Titans fucking TV show, or is it a movie? I'm not sure which. And people are upset at some of the character choices. Apparently, the person playing Starfire, is African American, and naturally people have a problem with this. And I'm going to say that I kind of have a problem with it, but not because the actress playing is black. I don't have a problem with that. I feel like, it should be okay in this day and age for people to play fucking roles that ordinarily would be played by, someone else or whatever. I went on a big fucking tirade. I don't know if it was like the last podcast or the one before that where, people were fucking upset at like Scarlett Johansson for accepting a role as though she was the one that fucking casted herself. But the reason that I have a problem with, and it's not even like a huge problem. It's not like, oh fuck, I'm not going to watch this shit. The only reason that I have a problem with it is that, they're doing a show or a movie based on a comic book, right? And comic book fans, such as myself, although I've never really been a fan of DC stuff. I mean, I am aware of, the Teen Titans and all that shit. I have a superficial understanding of the characters. But one of the things that gets comic book fans so riled up is when whoever's directing or creating the movie or the show veers way off the fucking the source material, right? And I know for people that aren't comic book fans, you're probably just like, well, I just want to see a good show. I don't give a fuck who's playing the fucking actors. I don't care if they're accurate or not. But for people that are comic book fans that read these things, it kind of takes them out of what they would find enjoyable if they spend the entire time watching the movie or the TV show thinking, what the fuck, like, why did they do this shit, right? Now, I know this probably isn't making any fucking sense, but the problem, like, here's what I would have done if I was making this show, or, well, I don't know. Actually, I don't know what the fuck I would have done, because, I don't fucking make TV shows. I make a shitty fucking podcast that I put out, once in a fucking blue moon. So, I'm not a fucking expert here. I just know that, as a comic book fan, I know where some of the anger is coming from, and it doesn't have anything to do with, them putting a black woman in this role. Now, yeah, there are some people that are fucking racist as fuck and are just, they're looking for a reason to be upset. Okay, I'm not going to deny that some of the people that are upset about this are, it's only because they decided to make the character black. But for comic book fans, it's like, well, couldn't, like, if you're gonna make this, then follow the fucking storyline. And if it just, I don't know, it, to me it feels like they're sort of forcing, not really forcing, like they're doing it for aesthetic reasons and not because they thought like, oh, this is a great fucking idea. The studios that make these things, TV shows and movies, they all know right now everybody is very fucking sensitive about everything. And the best way to, at least keep people from fucking grabbing their pitchforks is to every now and then you do something wacky, like fucking make a character that was normally a woman, or that was normally a man, a woman, or a character that was normally, fucking orange black, It seems like it's all done for aesthetics. What would have been the better way to go is to first let the comic book switch the character, right? Like they did with Spider-Man, right? For the longest time, fucking Spider-Man was Peter Parker, a white dude from New York, right? And then he died, and they brought in a new Spider-Man who happens to be a black dude from New York as well, Miles Morales, although I guess he's more I don't know. I think maybe he's mixed, but, and there was a big fucking uproar when that happened, of course, from the racist people. It wasn't the comic book fans, it was the racist people that were upset about that. But then as the storyline went on and they sort of made Miles Morales his own fucking, his own version of Spider-Man, it wasn't like he was coming in and replacing, the old Spider-Man, like in the fucking, Marvel universe. Miles Morales is fully aware of the original Spider-Man and the fact that, Peter Parker died and all that, so it wasn't like a replacement. It was more like, well, this is the natural fucking transition of things. And it worked. And, eventually they will make the movie where that is a fucking thing and people will be okay. At least the people that follow the comics will be perfectly fine. Now, it'll be the people that don't follow the comics that are going to get upset and be like, oh, how dare they make Spider-Man black? It's expected. But, like, with the teen I can't even believe I'm spending this amount of time fucking talking about this shit. With the Teen Titans, the problem is that there was no real need to make Starfire black. I mean, if they wanted to have a sort of diverse cast, they could have just brought in Cyborg, who is black, and it would have been fine. That's why I think a lot of comic book fans are like, what the fuck? Like, this doesn't even make sense. Like, had the comic sort of done that where it's like, oh, the old Starfire died in some shit, and, and here's a new character from, I think she's from like Tamaran or Tamaranian or some shit. Here's this new character that, that's basically a new version of Starfire, but is also African American. People would have been fine with that. But the problem is that this move, this decision to make Starfire black is completely, I mean, it's obvious that it's just aesthetics. That it isn't like, oh, this was the best fit. It was just like, how can we have a very diverse cast where, everybody's included to some degree, right? I'm sure that one of the characters in the show or movie, I'm not sure, I think it's a show, I'm sure one of them will be gay, or trans or something or something of that sort. That will be there. I mean, and that might be even true for the comic. I'm not that familiar with it. But when you start trying to force things aesthetically, on people, especially when it comes to comics, comic book fucking nerds like myself, one of the things that we fucking hate is when somebody makes a fucking movie or a TV show, and instead of just following what made the character or the comic fucking great, they decide that they're gonna take it in their own fucking direction and do whatever. They're just gonna like rewrite the entire fucking thing and make it seem like this is totally okay. I mean, this is kind of the reason why a lot of people fucking don't like didn't like the original X-Men movies, because they ventured too far away from the source material on characters that people had grown up, reading, and, they watched the cartoons and all of that shit, and they shouldn't take it that fucking serious. I understand the absurdity of getting, that upset over a fucking TV show or a movie. I understand that 100%. But, I guess if you look at it like this, right? The people that were upset at Scarlett Johansson for playing the role or being casted for the role of somebody that, in real life was a transgender man or whatever, right? That the person that the role is based off of is actually trans. People are upset because it's like, oh, how dare you not cast a person that we think would be better suited for that role? How dare you do that? Well, this is like comic book people's version of the same fucking thing. Yes, one was a real person and the other was a fucking comic book character, but it's basically the same. It's not that, I don't think I think a majority, it has nothing to do with any sort of racist shit. It just has everything to do with, why are you fucking switching up the aesthetics of the fucking show just to please that fucking group of people that are just constantly on lookout for, oh, did they manage to make it as diverse as I want it to be? It's just, that's what people are upset about. God, did I really spend like fucking 20 minutes talking? Was it 20 minutes? Doesn't seem like I was talking about it that long, but I don't know. It's just, I mean, that's my opinion on what it's about. Obviously, I don't speak for everybody. Obviously, the fucking comic book geeks, we didn't all get together and have a fucking meeting and decide that the statement I just made is the statement that they all agree on. I just have a feeling that's what it is. And it isn't a racist thing. It's just, can you, fucking I mean, everybody's excited that you're bringing a show that everybody's want. I mean, people have been upset ever since they took off the original Teen Titans cartoon and replaced it with this new fucking version that's all like super fucking corny and, watered down and whatever. People have been upset for a long time. So when it's like, oh, we're going to make a fucking TV show or a movie of these characters to fucking like mess with the source material right off the back, it can be, it's ridiculous. It's absurd, but that is all it is. It isn't a race thing for most people, I suspect. Yeah, there are some that are just, how dare they fucking do this, and for those people, fuck them. They're stupid. They're fucking idiots. I'm not making any arguments for them. I'm just saying that for the comic book dorks out there like myself, it was kind of like, well, what was the fucking point of that? I mean, if you wanted to have an African-American character, you already had one in Cyborg, who is a part of the fucking Teen Titans. So, like, what was the fucking purpose of this? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna fucking move on. I don't know. What do you guys want? Should I just end it here? Because I mean, it's been, I'm up to about to half an hour, a little over half an hour. you know, I mean, there's so many things I want to talk about as far as politics, but I've decided that for the summer, I'm gonna do my best. You know, that while I'm doing this podcast during the summer, I'm gonna stick to other shit. You know, politics it's fucking depressing. It's you know, I don't know. You know, it's a fucking shit show, and I'd rather not add to it. So I'm gonna skip that. You know, I'm gonna skip talking about politics for at least another month. You know, when the kids go back to school and shit, and then I'll go back to telling people exactly why I think they're fucking stupid. But yeah. So anyway, I think I'm gonna end it here. I don't know, when the next podcast will be. Hopefully, I'll try and do at least one a week. While the kids are still out of school. But for those of you that are regular listeners, are like, hey, did you fucking forget about us? No, I haven't. In fact, I feel bad that that the podcast I can't do the podcast as regularly as I'd like. But I will try. I'll try and get you guys one at least once a week. Up until fucking the school season starts again, and then go back to fucking normal. But anyway, so I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Most likely this is it for the week. So I hope you are having a good week. I hope you have a good rest of the fucking week. I hope you have a good fucking weekend and all that other fucking shit. And I'll talk to you guys again fucking pretty soon. All right. Just like always, don't take any shit and go fuck yourself. Peace.